Hey YouTube, Targetpopper here, and today I'd like to talk about the Mosin Nagant and the safety on the Mosin Nagant. I go to a lot of gun shows, I go to a lot of gun stores, and I always hear guys talking about Mosin Nagants at one point or the other. And one of the most interesting things I always hear is the Mosin Nagant does not have a safety, or it has a safety that doesn't work very well. Now, most of these guys either don't know how the Mosin Nagant safety works, or they're just pansies and can't figure out that you got to pull back the cocking piece. They're used to a button. But we all know that you pull back, you turn it over, and I'll show you how that works here in a moment. But I want to go over the actual little details and the mechanics of it all. I don't know if the video's done like this before, but we'll see. Anyway, the way the Mosin Nagant safety works is you grab onto the cocking piece. That's why it's all flared out here at the end. You grab it, and you turn it to the left. And that keeps the cocking piece disengaged from the sear, and it locks up the bolt. Now you're probably wondering why I've got two Mosin Nagants out here. This is a 1943 M4, or not M44. This is a 1943 M38 carbine. It was actually my first Mosin Nagant. And pretty much anything Mosin Nagant I learned with this gun. I learned all the little details, all the little intricacies. I picked this gun up for about $80. A long time ago. And then this one here is a Finnish M39. The extractor is busted on it, but that's, not the primary focus of the video. This one was made in 1943. It's got like a 1927 something hexagonal receiver. Kind of rough shape, but still a pretty solid shooter. It needs a new stock though because it's all damaged back here. But anyway, this rifle here has a pre-war bolt put into it. Looks like mostly is Hefsk with a couple Tula parts, and then this one here is all his Hefsk parts, and it's a Wartime Bolt. So there are a few differences in the machining styles and a few differences cosmetically between the bolts. So that's why I brought both these rifles out here. So we're going to disengage the safety from this rifle, and we're going to look at how the safety works a little bit more in detail. Disengage the safety on the rifle. I'm going to set this rifle to the side after I extract the bolt out of it. Alright. Now if there's one thing about my videos that you notice, is that they can be a little dry sometimes. It's more technical than flashy and fun. So, anyway, here we have the Mosin Nagant bolts. I've actually got a camera that has a good zoom quality on it, so we're going to use that zoom a little bit. Hold on. They need tripods that can go through things. Alright, that's a little better. So here's the Mosin Nagant's bolt. This bolt here is from the 1943 Seiko. It's a pre-war Hefsk bolt, so it's probably made in the 20s, maybe even a little earlier than that. This bolt here is the 1943 bolt from the M38. This one is wartime. It's a little rough. It's got some cosmetic differences from this. Obviously, it's got the straight handle right here. It doesn't have the step in it. The diameter of the cocking piece flare here is a little bit smaller, but on the pre-war one, it's got this little cutout right here, so it'll clear the receiver. Okay. Now there's also one other little detail that you're looking at. Right here, you see this little cutout on this 1943 bolt. Kind of looks like half of a tombstone. Then on this guy here, you see something that's a bit smaller, but it looks like a full tombstone. Now this is on the pre-war bolt, this is the wartime bolt. Now what this is this is what your safety actually engages into. This is what the cocking piece goes into. This is what locks the bolt. This is what keeps the cocking piece from turning back over and re-engaging the sear. And this is what keeps the gun from having a negligent discharge. So, you can kind of see that the zoom on this camera is not the greatest. But anyway, bring that up to you. See, here is the pre-war bolt. As you can see, it's a fairly deep cut. It's got a little shelf right there on the other side. Then here's the wartime bolt. I'll just bring these closer to you. You can see it's a big, wide cut where they just took the tool and they dipped it in and then dipped it out. Just easier, saved on machine time. So I'm going to back this off just a little bit. Now, I'm actually going to take this bolt apart. So I don't have spring tension. Alright, so say your bolt is closed in the rifle. This is how it is. This is flat. And then you got your cocking piece right here. When the gun's cocked, it sits about right here. Now if you're to, actually it goes about right there. So if you were to pull back on this, turn it over, it goes into that little notch, and it won't turn over. It won't turn back to re-engage the sear. It locks the bolt up. Now this one's a little worn out, but it's still there. This little protrusion, let's get a little closer here. See how it's got this little protrusion right here? This little nub right here is what engages that notch and locks up the entire safety. That's how the safety on the Mosin Nagant works. The safety isn't just the cocking piece going over the rear wall of the receiver. That's not what it is. That's just basically an alert saying, yes, you do have your safety on. That's what that's basically saying to you. So anyway, that's the Mosin Nagant safety in a nutshell. I just wanted to show you the two differences between the wartime and the pre-war and how it actually works. It's a pretty simple process. A lot of people don't really understand how it works, and a lot of people still don't understand that these guns do have safeties on them. So, not really a public service announcement video, just kind of a little technical video. Okay. Get that put back in. All right. Yeah, this one, the extractor broke right there. I closed the bolt, opened it up one day to put some oil down the bore, and the extractor was bent up, so that was kind of a bummer. It was really old. It's Hef's extractor with the bow and arrow on it, so that was pretty cool. But anyway, obviously the video's over, so thanks for watching. Like, favorite, share, and subscribe if you actually learned a little something from this video. If you liked the video, drop a comment and a like, or you know, whatevs. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I've got like 244 subscribers. I really appreciate that. And anyway, see you next time.